Hey, church, I'm glad that you're here today. I just wanted to come and bring a word of encouragement to you today. Something that I was thinking about this morning as I was getting ready for the day. I had something in mind that I was going to do, but I totally changed my gear and went to something different. So I was listening to a podcast this morning, as I often do while I'm just in the house, just cleaning or getting ready or doing things like that. I like to listen to things just to learn and see what's going on. And the person that I was listening to, it's actually a lady. Her name's Allie Beth Stuckey, and she was talking about Joseph in the Bible, who is thrown into the pit by his brothers, and they want to kill him. And we all know that story, but she was making some great points, and it got me to thinking, just imagine being Joseph at the bottom of the pit. And you've been listening to your brothers, your actual blood brothers, talking about killing you. And you're not even sure if you're going to make it through the day. How often do we find ourselves in situations like that where we're not even sure what's going to be going on at the end of our day? We don't know what's going to be going on at the end of our month. Things are uncertain and we're worried. And the thing that I would remind you of is that we often go to God during those times and we ask Him to deliver us. But we have to remember that Scripture gives us assurance that we can rest on, especially in things like Romans 8:28, as Evan mentioned in his video this week. It says this, "And we know that God causes all things to work together for the good of those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose." God uses all things, not some, not a few, everything. He uses everything that happens on our planet for us, for the good of those that believe. Because ultimately that good is going to lead to the defeat of evil, the defeat of Satan, the defeat of sin and death. And He uses all of that for our good. And one thing that she mentioned this morning as I was listening that honestly I'd never really thought of was God wasn't surprised that Joseph is in the pit. In fact, God wasn't surprised because He had already directed the caravan to come by Joseph and his brothers that day. He didn't wait for Joseph to get down in the bottom of the pit to go, well, I need to come up with a solution to save Joseph. No, He was planning for it long before Joseph ever got put into the pit, period. And He knew that caravan would come by at the exact right time so that Joseph could be sold to that caravan so that he could go to Egypt and so that he could do the things that he does later, where he basically saves this area of the world by helping them prepare for the famine that comes. So something that I would remind you is that God takes what the enemy means for evil. There's a song that we sing that says that sometimes. But He takes what the enemy, what Satan means for evil, and He turns it to use it for our good. And in fact, Joseph himself says this in Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. It says, "As for you," he's talking to his brothers, "you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, in order to bring about this present result, to preserve many people alive." Satan is at work in this situation, and he's thinking, all right, and I don't know if Satan's directly there or not, but he is influencing these brothers. That's the only thing that I could ever think, that evil, the influence of evil in our world would drive brothers to say, I'm going to kill my brother because I don't like him. And Satan has directed that in our world, that he means for evil things to happen. He wants to take away God's joy. He wants to take away God's glory. But God just thwarts him at every turn. And that is something that we can just hold fast to, so that when your job is awful, and when people treat you poorly, and when the money's not there, and the sickness is bad, we can know that God has a plan. He knew you were going to be in the situations you're going to be in. He's prepared for it, and He has something in store. It may not be the thing that you have in mind, but if we can just be patient, wait for God's plan to unfold, and then at the same time be willing to serve Him while we're patient and waiting to further see what God's plan is, our lives will be so much more blessed for it. And in the end, we'll see that the enemy is defeated every time. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you guys next time, and hope to see you at church on Sunday.